Have you ever started your car and felt like something was off? Maybe it cranks slower than usual, the engine sounds a bit rough, or an unexpected check engine light comes on a few days later. You shrug it off, thinking it's nothing serious. But what if I told you that the way you start your car each morning might be silently destroying your engine over time? In this video, we're diving deep into 15 common yet dangerous mistakes drivers make during startup. These habits may seem harmless but are quietly draining your car's life expectancy and running up repair bills. Whether you drive a daily commuter, a performance car, or an older used model, the risks are real. Stick around to the end, because we'll not only break these mistakes down, but I'll also share essential starting tips to help you maximize your engine's lifespan. Mistake 1. Revving a cold engine. One of the worst things you can do after starting your engine, especially on a cold morning, is slamming your foot on the gas pedal. While the roar of the engine might sound satisfying, this quick burst of power before the engine has time to properly lubricate itself causes serious damage. Engine oil thickens in cold temperatures, and it takes a few moments for it to reach all the moving parts. Revving a cold engine increases RPMs while critical components are still dry, causing metal-on-metal friction. This friction accelerates wear and tear on piston rings, cylinder walls, and even your turbocharger if your car has one. The simple fix? Start the car and let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds. Give the oil time to circulate and build pressure, then ease into driving. Mistake 2. Driving off immediately. In a rush to beat traffic or get to work, many drivers put their cars in gear and drive off as soon as the engine turns over. While it might save you 30 seconds, this habit places unnecessary stress on your engine and transmission. Even though modern engines are efficient, they still need time for internal temperatures to stabilize and fluids to start circulating. Driving too soon can cause harsh shifting, sluggish throttle response, and higher emissions. In cold weather, the damage is even worse. Rubber components stiffen and moving parts operate under tension. A short idle period allows the computer systems to calibrate, oil pressure to normalize, and the catalytic converter to begin warming up. All this ensures smoother operation and longer component life. Mistake 3. Restarting the engine too quickly. If your engine stalls or fails to start, your first instinct may be to turn the key again immediately. But this rapid recranking can be harmful. The starter motor heats up quickly, and back-to-back attempts overwork it. Also, if there's a fuel delivery issue or the engine is flooded, repeated cranking may worsen the condition. It's better to pause for 10 to 15 seconds, let systems reset, and then try again. In many cases, a second start attempt after a short wait is more effective. If your car repeatedly stalls, get it inspected to rule out ignition, fuel system, or sensor faults. Mistake 4. Starting with a weak battery. Your battery is the powerhouse behind every successful ignition. A weak or dying battery may still start your car, but it forces your starter motor and alternator to compensate. Over time, this additional load shortens the lifespan of these components and can even cause electrical surges that damage onboard computers. Telltale signs of a weak battery include dim dashboard lights, flickering headlights, slow cranking, or repeated clicking sounds. Batteries tend to fail more often in extreme temperatures, so always have yours tested before winter or summer hits. Replacing a weak battery is much cheaper than replacing a burned-out starter or fried ECU. Mistake 5. Overusing jump starts. Jump starting your car is an excellent emergency measure, but relying on it often is a red flag. If your battery keeps dying, it means something in your system is draining it, or the battery itself is no longer holding charge. Jump starting frequently not only puts strain on the battery but also risks damaging your alternator and sensitive electronic modules. Modern vehicles have dozens of onboard computers that are sensitive to voltage fluctuations. A sudden surge from an external power source, especially if connected incorrectly, can fry sensors, blow fuses, or even brick the ECU. If your car needs to be jumped more than once every few months, it's time to invest in diagnostics or a new battery. Mistake 6. Misfueling your car. Believe it or not, misfueling is still a common mistake, especially when switching between rental vehicles or driving abroad. Putting petrol in a diesel car or vice versa is not just an embarrassing error, it can destroy your entire fuel system. Diesel fuel acts as a lubricant, so if petrol is introduced, the lack of lubrication can seize injectors, damage the fuel pump, and contaminate the fuel lines. If you realize you've misfueled, do not start the car, call for a drain service immediately. Prevention: double-check the pump, know your vehicle, and don't rely on color coding alone. Mistake 7. starting with low fuel. Running on low fuel does more harm than just risking being stranded. Fuel in the tank cools and lubricates the fuel pump. When levels are critically low, the pump starts to suck in air, which can lead to overheating and premature failure. Sediment and debris at the bottom of the tank can also get pulled into the fuel filter or injectors. Modern engines rely on precision fuel delivery. Any disruption affects performance and emissions. As a rule of thumb, try to keep your tank at least a quarter full at all times. Your fuel pump will thank you for it. Dashboard lights are your car's way of crying for help. If you see a warning light, whether it's oil pressure, battery, or check engine, and you continue to start and drive the vehicle, you're asking for trouble. Some issues, like a failing sensor, might seem minor, but others, like low oil pressure, can cause catastrophic engine damage within minutes. Instead of guessing, get an OBD scanner or visit a technician. Reading the code could reveal a loose gas cap, or it might expose a serious fault. Either way, ignoring it will only make things worse over time. Your car key doesn't need the weight of 15 other keys, loyalty cards, and a metal bottle opener. A heavy keychain places constant downward pressure on the ignition cylinder. Over time, this causes internal wear, leading to a loose key, difficulty starting, or even accidental engine shutoff while driving. Many drivers don't realize this until it's too late. Make it a habit to keep your ignition key lightweight and separate from everything else. This small habit can prevent costly ignition switch repairs in the future. Modern cars come with advanced anti-theft systems that rely on electronic key fobs and immobilizers. A weak key fob battery or damaged chip can confuse the car's security system, preventing startup or even cutting power mid-ignition. It might look like your car has a major fault, but it could just be a dying fob battery. Replace your fob batteries every year or two, and keep a spare handy. If problems persist, it may be worth visiting a dealership to reprogram or replace the immobilizer system. Engine oil is the lifeblood of your vehicle. Driving without checking your oil level, especially before a long trip, is like running a marathon without water. Low oil levels during startup result in poor lubrication, overheating, and in some cases, complete engine seizure. Before any road trip or after an extended period without driving, check your dipstick. Make sure the oil level is within range and the oil itself is clean. It's a 2-minute habit that could save you thousands. Mistake 12, flooding the engine. Flooding occurs when too much fuel enters the combustion chamber without proper ignition. This is more common in older cars or if you excessively pump the gas pedal during startup. You might notice a strong smell of fuel, a sputtering sound, or failed ignition. If your car floods, press the gas pedal fully and try starting again. This triggers the clear flood mode in many vehicles. But the real lesson here? Avoid unnecessary throttle use during startup, unless it's a known cold start procedure for your specific car. Mistake 13, attempting to start in the wrong gear. Modern cars have built-in safety mechanisms that prevent startup if the gear is not in park or neutral. Still, trying to force ignition while in drive or reverse can damage the starter relay or transmission interlock system. Always double-check your gear position before starting. Manual drivers should ensure the clutch is fully depressed. Automatics must be in park or neutral. It sounds simple, but overlooking this can lead to starter failure or even rolling accidents. Mistake 14, riding the clutch or gear stick, manual cars. If you drive a manual, resting your foot on the clutch or keeping your hand on the gear stick can cause premature wear. The clutch disc may not fully disengage, leading to slippage, overheating, and expensive repairs. Similarly, resting your hand on the gear stick puts pressure on the selector forks. Good driving posture matters. Keep both hands on the wheel and only interact with the gear stick when shifting. Your clutch will last longer, and your transmission will thank you. Mistake 15, ignoring unusual sounds during startup. When you turn the key or press the start button, listen closely. Unusual sounds like grinding, clicking, whining, or rattling are not normal. These can signal a failing starter motor, worn timing belt, or even internal engine damage. Ignoring these early warning signs often leads to costly breakdowns. Make it a habit to start your engine with your radio off and your attention fully on how the engine sounds and feels. Addressing minor noises early can prevent major repairs later. Recap and final tips. Let's recap the key lessons from today. Never rev a cold engine. Let your engine idle for at least 30 to 60 seconds. Don't rush into driving. Give your car time to adjust. Maintain your battery, oil, and fuel levels. Avoid habits like misfueling, jump starting often, ignoring warning lights, or overloading your ignition key. And always listen to your engine. It's talking to you. These simple changes can significantly extend your vehicle's lifespan and save you thousands on avoidable repairs. If you learned something new today, hit that like button. And make sure you're subscribed to Wheel Vista for more car care tips. Stay smart, stay safe, and give your engine the care it deserves.